Hello, everybody. A bit strange probably seeing me on the Newey Jets football page, but I am Dom's Ball Chat, and I will be hosting the enjoyment of the draft this evening. We've got the two captains, Joe, Lockie. How are we? How excited are we for not only your night round, but this content creator match as well?
Yeah, very excited, Dom. Thank you for having me on. And Newey Jets football, of course. Very excited for this matchup. Throwing it back from the last year's game too. This year's shaping up real nice. Got a bunch of new creators in there, some familiar faces as well. So really excited for it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. Your last year was a lot of fun, and it was great to just for the first time, especially coming off the pandemic, meet a lot of people in real life for the first time. And this is the second year we've got the content creators match, and this one is certainly bigger and better in pretty much every way.
Yeah, a lot of behind the scenes work being done, and obviously massive shout out to Harry, Newey Jets football, for putting it all together like he did last year as well. So last year's game, obviously you two were involved. How was that experience for the both of you? We'll start with you, Lockie.
Yeah, it was just so much fun. I think just sort of having a kick around together, and again, like I said, sort of just being together in real life, which feels like a sort of a funny thing these days. And great to see, especially people coming, from, all sorts of different places, from across the country, people flying into Sydney for this. So I love sort of that community vibe. And that's when Australian football is at its strongest too, when, we're all sort of together, banded together as a community. So look, it was a lot of fun. It was a little bit chaotic. I think I made the mistake of wearing my glasses during the match, which I've learned not to do. At one point, they went flying off my face. So I'm going to have to take the glasses off for the game. But yeah, very much looking forward to the second edition of the Creators Match.
And you, Joe, you excited to get back on the field, put the boots back on?
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably the first time I've put the futsal shoes on since then as well. So should be interesting. But yeah, last year, like Lockie said, was great to actually meet everyone in person. I think it was the first time we met in person, Lockie, as well. So yeah, it was a really cool experience. I'm looking forward to meeting a bunch of new guys this year as well. And getting some content on the day, of course. And yeah, hopefully we can have a bit more control on the pitch. Last year was a little bit chaotic for those who were there and remember. But this year, yeah, again, shaping up really nice. Can't wait for this Friday.
Too easy. And Harry has put together a little slideshow of all the photos from last year as well. So we'll play that right now. A few nice photos there from last year. Hopefully, I'm going to have a few nice photos again from this year, as well as some much more content. Now, before the live stream, we spun the wheel to see who will be taking first pick in the 2024 creator match. And it is Joe K who gets the first pick. Lockie will have to sell for second pick. And we'll just go back and forth between the two. But before we get into the picks, we'll go through and play a short video of everyone that is competing in this creator match. So we got Abs from the UBF podcast, basically Manuel Neuer, plus 60 kilos and an accounting degree. Alex from the Back Four podcast had his appendix removed twice. I want to hear that story. Brad from the A-League Couch Critics, 760 hours in old school RuneScape. Brock from A-League Fan TV. He's a Div 1 EAFC player. Can he do it on the pitch? Me, I have one torn ACL. That's my fun fact. Falca from SC Hellas, self-proclaimed king of the Sunday League. Harry, obviously the host, the creator match mastermind. Jacob from Roundball Australia believes in the anti-Arsenal theory. I want to hear more of that. Joe K once dapped up Juan Mata. Josh from Ball Chat Productions, his preferred foot is none. Lockie from Ball Chat Productions, level 939 on Candy Crush. Obviously, Lockie, the Coast Watch Football and the captain, performed on the opera stage once. Liam from Yellow and Navy podcast spends more time fixing his hair than touching the ball. Sog from the A-League Couch Critics played under 16s to under 18s with Jacob Tratt. Thomas from the UBF podcast dives into defensive challenges like he trying to catch a cold. Will couldn't catch a cold in Siberia because he is a keeper as well. So a nice little fun facts about everyone. Take that as you will as we start this drafting process. And let's throw it over to Joe, Jesus. Joe K. Joe K,
Alrighty.
who will have the number 1 pick in this year's draft.
First of all, what an honor. The number 1 pick in the A-League Content Creators Match. For me, I am after a proven commodity. I'm going for me, and I think on the day as well, was the player of the match last year. The content creator mastermind himself, Nui Jets Football, in the number 1 pick.
Okay. Nui Jets Football, number 1 pick. That is, he creates it. And I heard he can do a bit on the field as well. So I'm interested to see that in this year's pick. All right. Lockie, how do you feel? Nui Jets Football off the page very early. Obviously, a lot of strong contenders on there, but
yeah, I have to agree with Joe. Harry absolutely tore it up that day. Back earlier this year, January it was. He was fantastic. So certainly a very, very strong first pick there for Joe's team.
No worries. And Lockie, who is going to be your first pick and pick number 2 in this year's draft?
Well, obviously Nui Jets putting a lot of this together, but Dom has obviously been a crucial part of this. So I'm gonna go for the other co-organizer, if you like. I'm gonna go for you, Dom. Obviously wasn't a part of the first match, so a new signing for the second match. I'm excited to see what you can bring to the team, man.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you knew about the torn ACL beforehand. Maybe that would have played a factor, but I'm honored. All right, Joe, back to you. Pick number 3. Who are we thinking?
All right. For me, this pick, I'm going to take a goalkeeper off the board early here. Someone who I have seen live in the flesh, in action. We touched on his Manuel Neuer prowess in the intro. He moves like a well-fed puma. I'm going for Abs from the UBF podcast.
Oh, a strong pick. Gets a goalkeeper off the board. Nice and early. Lockie, is that something that you've taken into account, the goalkeeping ability of some of these players?
Well, no, I can't say I have. And from memory for the first game, I can't remember if we played sort of like, if we played strict goalkeepers. I think a lot of them sort of just ended up coming out of the goals after a while. But yeah, certainly a strong pick up there for Joe's team once again.
All right. And the number 4 pick, who are you thinking now?
Well, look, obviously being a Mariners fan, my eyes go straight to Yellow and Navy Football Podcast. So I'm going to have to pick Liam from the Yellow and Navy Football Podcast. The Mariners connection there is going to be important in our team. That's for sure.
Oh, I like it. Bit of a yellow and blue connection up top. So it's going to be interesting to see if that can correlate to the field as well. Joe, back on the board. Number 5, who are we thinking?
Alrighty. For this one, I am going to go for someone who's a bit of a tactico. Someone who's going to get the team playing nice football on the pitch. I've heard him talk about the A-League a lot this season on the Round Ball Australia podcast. Jacob, you're in the team.
Oh, Jacob from the Round Ball Australia podcast. Maybe Joe also believes in that anti-Arsenal conspiracy, being a Chelsea fan. Oh, okay. Well, I'm interested to hear about that. I'm interested to see him play on the field as well. Number 6, Lockie, you're on the board.
I'm keen to keep the ball trap productions. Pardon me. The ball trap productions chemistry going. So I'm going to go for Josh from Ball Chat.
Josh from Ball Chat Productions. Josh put his fun factors. He has no preferred foot, so that is going to be an interesting one to see if he can produce the goods on the pitch, or as he mentions, he will not be able to do anything. Joe, number 7. The lucky number 7, some say.
For me, I'm a bit different to Lockie on this one. I'm a bit more of an agent of chaos. So I am going to split up the Ball Chat Productions. Lockie I am picking for my team.
Oh, Lockie from Ball Chat Productions. Now, there is a clip I have been saving for this moment. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I have a clip of me just sitting Lockie on his behind in a five-a-side match. So I'm going to release that as soon as this draft is over. And Lockie, for you, the other Lockie's off the board. Who are we picking for number 8?
I'm going to go... I'm looking at A-League Couch Critics. I had them on my YouTube channel like a few years ago. So they sort of go back a long way. So I'm going to pick out Brad from the Couch Critics.
Brad from the A-League Couch Critics. A RuneScape player, but can he play on the pitch as well? All right, there is picks 1 to 8. Just to recap, pick number 1, Harry, Newey Jets Football. Number 2, myself. Number 3, Abs from the UBF podcast. Number 4, Liam from the Yellow and Navy podcast, joining Team Lockie. Jacob from the Roundball Australia is on Joe's team, was pick number 5. Number 6, Josh from the Ball Chat Productions team. He will be joining me. And then the other one will be split up as Lockie. It goes to Team Joe. And like we just heard, number 8, Brad from the A-League Couch Critics goes to Lockie. How are we feeling? How are we feeling so far?
Feeling good. Feeling pretty happy with how the team's played out so far. Happy with my 4 picks. Yeah.
Certainly some big names still left on the list, that's for sure.
Is there anyone that either of you were hoping to draft but was stolen by the other player?
I mean, I was hoping to grab the other guys from Ball Chat Productions. I was looking at Josh and Lockie to get that team chemistry there. But no, Joe coming in with the steal there. But smart move there, that's for sure.
I know Lockie was very keen to not have all of us on the same team, so I'm going to be wary of a 2-foot coming in from him. All right. Whilst we have this break in the middle and before we draft our last 6 players, what are we most excited for this upcoming Unite round? Obviously, all the men's fixtures are being played at the same spot this year, so that helps a bit with the organization. But is there anything that sticks out to you in this Unite round?
For me, I'm looking forward to being able to watch every team in one round, bar Melbourne City. Obviously, last year the scheduling didn't really allow for that unless you were whipping back and forth either side of the city to get to different games. So this year you can take your pick if you want to tune into the women's games or the men's, or switch back and forth between the days. But for me, yeah, I'm really excited to be able to see every team, every player all in the one spot this weekend.
Yep. Absolutely. And I think, obviously, we had Combank Stadium last year, which is obviously a fantastic stadium. Love Combank Stadium. But it is going to be a bit easier now having Leichhardt Oval and Allianz Stadium, you know, if you want to jump between those two grounds. And just sort of the fan activation stuff that they're doing outside Allianz Stadium. I know they've got a bunch of exciting stuff planned. So it's good to see them sort of, you know, moving forward and improving in that sort of area as well.
100%. And as you might guys see in the chat, if you do attend the A-League Creator Match on Friday, you do go in the draw to win a ticket for Saturday night's fixtures. That includes the Sydney Derby as well. So a bit of an extra incentive if you want to jump down and support the Creator Match that we've all worked so hard to get going. And as we continue, Joe, with the 9th pick.
Okay, in the first pick of this second round, I'm going to turn my attention to the Sunday League pitch. I'm going to pick Falcon from SC Hellas, the Sunday League general, and arguably scored goal of the season this year. Falcon, welcome to the team, mate.
Some would say Puskas contender, that goal. But a great pickup.
I would say that.
Oh, I'm sure he would. But a great pickup there from Joe. As Lockie, we move into double digits with pick 10.
Yeah. I'm going to go for Brock, A-League Fan TV. That's a big pickup, that one. Yeah, I'm going Brock.
Brock, Div 1 EAFC player. Once again, can we see it correlate to the pitch? He's got a bit about him from last year as well. So very interesting pick there. Doing a lot of great stuff with the front page football as well, Brock, at the moment. But Joe, pick number 11, legs 11. Who will be going?
Well, look, I've already split up one A-League content creator group today. Why not add another one? A-League couch critics are going to be on either side of this match. I'm going to take Sog as my next pick.
A good pick up there for Joe as Sog goes over to Team Joe. Played with Jacob Tratt at multiple levels. So, maybe he's got a bit about him as well. I'm interested to see that one. And Lockie, pick number 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Joe in splitting up some of the combinations here. I'm gonna go for the other member from Round Ball Australia. I'm going for Will.
Will from Round Ball Australia. A goalkeeper. So it's going to be interesting to see. A good pick up there for Lockie. Will stick in goals, or will play on the field? I'm going to be interested to find out. Pick number 13. Some say it's the unlucky number, but Joe, what are you thinking?
I believe this is my final pick, if I am correct. I am going to choose Thomas from the UBF podcast. Got a tactico in the team. Thomas has a bit of coaching experience in his locker as well. So going to look to get this team firing on all cylinders.
Joe picking up both the UBF boys on his team. A great pickup there for Joe. And Lockie, with the final pick at the draft, who are you picking?
Of course, it's Alex from Back Four Podcast, all the way from WA. A huge signing for the team. Great pickup, though.
A massive pickup there for Team Lockie. And as we go through the teams, let me just read it out from 1 to 14 again. So number 1, Newey Jets football goes to Team Joe. I go to Team Lockie. All even numbers are Team Lockie. All odd numbers are Team Joe. 3, Abs from the UBF podcast. 4, Liam from the Yellow and Navy podcast. 5, Jacob from Round Ball Australia. 6, Josh from Ball Chat Productions. 7, Lockie from Ball Chat Productions. Pick back to back there. 8, Brad from A-League Couch Critics. 9, Falcon from SC Hellos. 10, Brock from A-League Fan TV. 11, Sog from A-League Couch Critics. 12, Will from Round Ball Australia. And 13, Thomas from the UBF podcast, which leaves Alex from the Back Four podcast as the final pick in the draft. How are we happy with the teams, lads?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think overall feeling pretty good. Was hoping to get, again, some of the chemistry with some of the combinations there. But look, I mean, it's hard to split either way. You look at the two teams, some fantastic talent on either side, that's for sure.
Yeah, really looking forward to this fixture as well. So, lads, as we look forward to Unite Round, obviously this game is being played at Ultra Football at 3 p.m. on the Friday. So if those want to attend, make sure you do make it down to Ultra Football. But do we have any surprise packages coming through for the Unite Round? Do we have any spoilers coming through from either of you of what's going to happen on your end?
In terms of content, are we talking?
Yeah. Well, any content, if you're planning to do anything special, I know there's a lot of football shirt pop-ups as well.
Yeah, I'll be down taking some content on all the days. Going to look to maybe even get some vlogs out. We'll see how that goes. And then, some cool football kit markets taking place over the weekend as well. Matchday Mafia is one I'll be heading down to with Shearer's Cupboard. So, look, like I said earlier, it's going to be a great weekend. Plenty of stuff on. Really can't wait for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm certainly the same. I mean, there's so much to keep an eye on. It's so much action. So just going to try and sort of stay covered to all of it. I remember for the content creators match, it was probably a bad idea. At one point, I tried to take my phone on the field to try and film. The footage was just crazy. So that was a bad idea. So might have to get creative in terms of how we can get some footage for the game. But look, it's going to be a big weekend, and just can't wait.
Joe, we've got a question that's come in from Spencer in the chat. Joe, how do you plan on recovering the massive thrashing from the football god, Mr. Coastwatch Football? Let's go, Team Coastwatch.
Look, if that is how it plays out on the weekend, I'm sure me and the lads from the JOK football team will go down, get some scran, sit in the stands and watch a bit of A-League. That'll get us over it no matter what.
A-League Edits also drops in the chat. What formation are we running? A five-a-side comp? What formation are we thinking?
Oh. I mean, I always like playing sort of the 1-2-1, if you like, two midfielders. But basically, as it was last year, it's sort of just rotating around. Like whoever gets tired just drops into defense or drops in as the goalkeeper. That's the way it'll go, I think.
Yeah, same here. I think we're just going to see what happens on the weekend and go from there. I've got some tacticos and coaches in my team. I'll have a little chat with them. And then as soon as that whistle goes, everything will go out the window anyway. So bring it on.
Maradona's predicting a penalty shootout. Maybe we have to have one at the end if it's tied. Maybe we have to have one. And then obviously Ramble Australia's in the chat as well. Surely no yellows for challenges on members of the same content teams. I am 100% sold on that.
We can turn the other way for those. Definitely.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everyone for joining in. I'm not sure if we've got the final graphic. So we do. So that is Team Lockie in all of its glory. We'll be looking to pick up the win on the day. And we've also got Team Joe, who I'm sure will be coming out fighting and looking to pick up the win as well. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Obviously, if you can make it down to Ultra Football, 3 p.m. on Friday, the 22nd of November. And then, obviously, you go in the running to win a ticket for the Saturday as well, which includes the massive Sydney derby along with the Brisbane and Adelaide game on that day as well. Lads, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you on the field next Friday.
Sounds great. Can't wait, boys.
No worries. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, and we'll hope to see you down there as well next Friday.